What exactly happened behind Taehyung and Jungkook's meeting before the big tour started? Why is it only now that Taehyung finally dares to tell the truth? And why, after the recognition appeared, the ARMY actually reacted in a completely unexpected way? Just revealed. Face screaming in fear, Taehyung finally opened up about a moment that had been only a rumor among fans. The meeting with Jungkook before the tour turned out to be more than just a casual get-together. There was something much more emotional, deeper, and perhaps a big omen for BTS's next journey. In a conversation that left many speechless, Taehyung admitted that the moment felt different. Not because of the place, not because of the time, but because of the feeling that arises when they look at each other after going through so many things together. Taehyung mentions that Jungkook seems more serious, more silent, as if thinking about something big, something that can't be expressed carelessly. ARMY immediately began to wonder, is this about the tour? About the future? Or about something more personal between them as brothers who've gone through a long journey? To make the situation even more shocking, Taehyung says that the meeting was full of rare honesty. No cameras, no stage, no spotlight. Just two people sitting together, talking like they used to about feeling tired, hopeful, and scared before facing the world again. And this is where his emotional shock appeared. Taehyung admitted that he was moved because Jungkook said something that made him almost unable to hold back tears. A simple sentence, but heavy, as if Jungkook was making sure that no matter what happens later, they stay together. The ARMY that heard this immediately fell silent. Not because of the drama, but because the moment felt so real, so human. Fans, who are usually excited, wrote emotional comments, saying that they did not expect Taehyung and Jungkook's relationship to be so deep behind the stage. But the biggest question still hangs. Why is Taehyung talking now? What did Jungkook say at the time? And is this meeting a sign that the upcoming tour will bring something much bigger than just concerts? One thing is certain, after this confession, the ARMY knew that there was an unfinished story. And maybe this is just the beginning of a bigger surprise ahead of the tour. And the deeper the story unfolds, the more ARMY feels like there's something different this time around. Taehyung not only described the meeting as a nostalgic moment, but as a turning point. He described how Jungkook seemed to be carrying an unusual weight, like someone standing on the threshold of something big. Taehyung even had a little laugh when he remembered how Jungkook tried to look strong, even though his eyes already said it all. The ARMY began to speculate. Is Jungkook saving something ahead of the tour? Are there any big surprises to be announced? Or maybe there is an emotional pressure that they have never shown in public? What gave fans the most goosebumps was when Taehyung said that the meeting felt like a silent promise. He did not explain in detail, but the sentence alone was enough to make the ARMY panic at once moved. Because what does that mean? Taehyung hints that Jungkook had something to say about the time that won't happen again, and how they should cherish every moment before everyone gets busy again. That simple sentence sounds like a deep message, like someone who is aware that their journey is about to enter a different phase. And the ARMY's reaction was completely unexpected. Instead of just being excited, many fans actually cried. The timeline is filled with emotional messages, with ARMY saying that they are not ready to see Jungkook and Taehyung's fragile side like that. Many feel that this moment proves that BTS is not just an idol group, but a family that really supports each other in silence. However, the most surprising part is not over yet. Taehyung hinted that after the meeting, Jungkook became more focused, more serious, as if getting a new boost. As if the short meeting became a source of strength ahead of the upcoming tour. ARMY immediately wondered, does this mean that this tour will be something very emotional? Will there be a new song? Or perhaps a big message Jungkook will deliver on stage? Taehyung just smiled when asked further. But the smile actually made the fans even more convinced. There's something they keep. And if this meeting alone has made Taehyung speak in such a sincere tone, imagine what will happen when the tour really starts. Because one thing is clear, Taehyung and Jungkook's meeting before the tour was not just an ordinary moment. It was like the beginning of a new chapter. Because after Taehyung gave that little confession, the atmosphere in ARMY circles changed completely. Many initially thought this was just a light-hearted story before the tour, but now it all feels like a puzzle piece of something much bigger. Taehyung once said that the meeting made him think back to the reason they started it all. That sentence sounds simple, but to ARMY, it's like an emotional alarm. Why should it be recalled? What are they struggling with to get back to square one? Fans are starting to realize, maybe this tour isn't just another tour. There was a feeling that Jungkook and Taehyung were bringing something deeper to the stage later. Something that's not just about looks, but about journey, sacrifice, and a bond that never breaks even as times change. And then came the part that made ARMY's heart tremble the most. Taehyung admitted that after they talked for quite a while, there was a moment of silence. There are no words, just two friends who understand each other without having to explain anything. Taehyung said that in the silence, he could feel how tired Jungkook actually was, not physically, but emotionally. The ARMY was silent, because this is not the side of Jungkook they're used to seeing. Jungkook always appears strong, full of energy, full of smiles. But this time, Taehyung seems to be leaking that there is a fragile side that rarely appears. Maybe even only Taehyung can see it. And then, Taehyung said something that made the fans even more unprepared. She said that before they parted, Jungkook patted her on the shoulder and said it was like someone was asking for support, not just encouragement. As if Jungkook wanted to make sure, "Don't go far. Stay by my side." The sentence was not mentioned exactly, but its meaning was so strong that ARMY was immediately flooded with emotional comments. Many feel their relationship is more than just a group member. It is a bond built from years of mutual struggle.